Okie doke. So when you initially come into Infusionsoft, this is your dashboard, okay? Now, the reason that this dashboard is so important to you is because this can be customized depending on what you want to see. So some dashboards are just generic. This is what it is, and this is what you have to pick. But this one is completely customizable. So you see, you can cross it off there. You can add widgets. You can change the layout. And this is just dependent on what information you want to see at that time. So there's the standard things that you'd want to see, of course. It's going to be things like what leads have came in within the last 7 days. You could even customize that to what leads have came in with the last 24 hours. What leads have came in with the last month, what leads have came in this quarter, what leads have came in this year. And it lets you track that. You've also got how many new contacts you've made. So if you guys are making a lot of new relationships through word of mouth, they're not necessarily going to follow the automation process in terms of applying through web forms and things like that. You're probably going to have to build their contact manually. And this just kind of tallies up with that. It shows that you've got so many new leads, and then it'll show that you've got so many kind of word of mouth contacts that you've created as well. Down here, again, this is all purely an example. If you wanted to see it, you can see what paths are being utilized the most. So if we're saying there's a lot of people going through the straight to eval route, a lot of people are going through the discovery route, a lot of people are going through the discovery to eval route, you can see what that kind of conversion rate is. Someone wants to be in the call.
Yeah. Our other most efficient, reliable worker.
Yeah. But you can also see where, so down here is quite good. So see, I'll make that visible. So see here, you've got knee report. Knee report. You can, on knee pain, you can see where those leads are coming from, whether they've opted in through a web form on your website, whether they've opted in through a landing page through newspaper ads, whether they've been through Google AdWords, whether they've been through a Facebook advertising you're doing. And it lets you track where your kind of knee pain reports are coming from, what your most successful campaigns are running. Because then if you it lets you kind of split test. Mm-hmm. It lets you understand what message is going out, what message is resonating most with people, who is finding it, and what platforms are finding your information on. And then it lets you make better business decisions on what route and what tactics you're going to take. Mm-hmm. Down here, this just lets you monitor how well your certain marketing sequences are doing. So if you can send something called broadcasts, which are mass emails, basically. You can choose what proportion of your clients you want to send them to, and it shows you what statistics are. So what the open rates are, what the opt-ins are, what the opt-outs are, what the bounce rate is. It just purely lets you monitor in more detail. But again, this can be customized. You can just tailor whatever you want to see. Whatever you feel is going to be more beneficial for you to make the best possible decisions, that can all be tailored in this section. And that dashboard as well, if you have multiple different licenses for different staff, that dashboard can be customized for different staff members. For example, what Paul can see on his dashboard is different from what I see on my dashboard, because I don't need to see the things that Paul needs to see. Or alternatively, Paul doesn't want me to see the things that he can see, whichever way around you say it. But it just lets you be more efficient. So what you're not doing then is you're not searching around and trying to find all of this information daily, going through spreadsheets, tracking leads through whatever else. It's just there. And a lot of how that happens is through something called tags. So tags are you'll have seen this in the webinar, but tags are a way of just branding everything. They're just putting a label on every single thing. So you can be quite specific with the branding. You can be quite specific with these tags. For example, when I want to talk to certain people who've done Infusionsoft webinars, I might look at Infusionsoft webinar 2019. We'll look at taking people out who have opted out. So we'll remove that tag. We'll remove people who haven't already had a demo. And we'll add in people who have maybe already expressed interest in other platforms that we've got. So we'll get quite specific. So you guys can say, okay, we want to look for people who have opted in with knee pain. So opted in for the knee pain report, people who've opted in within the last 3 months, people who've opted in and we've spoken to on the phone, people who've opted in who haven't already turned us down. And you can get quite specific with these pots of clients. And it then just means that your marketing message can be a whole lot more specific. So you could even go as far as subcategorizing people if they told you they do a certain sport. So you could say knee pain, I don't know, football players. So what you could then do is if there's something happening like Super Bowl, you could do a knee pain for football players campaign and send out to, if you've got a pot of 100 football players who've told you on the phone, although you haven't been able to convert them, that they want to get back to playing football or keep playing football. And it just lets you be hyper specific with your marketing message. Of course, you can be general. You can just send something out to everybody and anybody with knee pain. Send it to everybody and anybody that hasn't converted. But it just lets you customize that. And of course, there's going to be different paths that people are going to be on. There's going to be people who are on the path of not converted to discovery visit, not converted to evaluation, not converted to plan of care, finish the plan of care, but you want them to convert to more of a long-term patient. And there's just different marketing messages that you want to put out. And that's why the tags are so beneficial, because you can put everybody into pots. So it makes it easier for you to be able to market to them.